There you go. You're off.
Hi. Good morning, and welcome to Cosmo Radio. My name is Showtime the Hype Man. We're live. Where this is Whistle Why You Work Saturday morning show. Welcome, everybody. For those who are about to tune in to watch us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, every social media. We got a great show today. We have some great guests. And for those who are watching us around the world, we want you to strap up and pay close attention what we are trying to say today, because we have some outstanding guests that we want to feed your spirit, what we actually doing and what we are trying to do. We know that in Philadelphia, there is close to 400 deaths already, but also in every city across this nation, we are watching people dying every day because we don't have social media on TV. They are not really giving us the real data. So we have a great show, and it's important that those who understand what we're doing pay attention. I'm home where we at the studio, but I brought my little grandson with it. He's trying to do something and not paying close attention, but he's trying to distract me. So I want my audience to know. Oh, man. So, excuse me, audience, those who are watching us. I hope that this show really touch your spirit today. I want to introduce our three guests and our three panel on this show. This show was about September the 21st. And last year about this time, also we want to share a shout out for those who lost their life on them big towers in New York City, that we want to reflect on them too. For those who have lost in the United States, has never saw something where another country came over here and did what they did to us without us keeping our eyes closed. We have to pay attention what's going on around the world, and that's why we introducing these outstanding guests today, because they are aware of what's going on around the world, not just in Philadelphia and other cities where most people are suffering. We want to give a shout out to Dr. Rock, even though she's not here today. She's doing some other activity, but she'll be back here on Whistle While You Work next week. You have to excuse our audio because we are doing something that is new for the first time, and we believe that God will bless his hand. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to send a shout out and introduce our artist, Doug Payne. This man has been working ever since last year when God placed something on him and he didn't know what he wanted to do. He just started doing it. And that's what God was talking about, leadership. And those who are instant leaders will find a way out of nowhere how to make it happen. It's starting to come. Carmen Bryant, the most beautiful, hardworking, don't take no crap from nobody. So we got a problem. We're going to send Carmen to y'all. She's going to straighten y'all out. So
how you figure that out?
So all y'all females sitting there want to try to come hard on me and Doug, we got somebody for you. So me and Doug got a sergeant arm on our own, so we ain't worried about nobody else. So Miss Bryant will take care of y'all. Don't take it personal when she comes. So we just want y'all to know we're prepared for y'all too. Sean, administrator of all this, behind the scene, where he hiding his face because he got a big head. So yeah, he's somewhere. This is our administrator. He does a lot behind the scene, the technology, a lot of stuff that I'm not able to do, or Doug can do, or Carmen, where we can't, or he can come and fix it and help us out. So we want to thank him from the bottom of our heart. Doing so, we're going to get into the show. This show, we're going to talk about Wake Up, Rise Up, and this is what this show is all about. For those who are tuning in, we would love you to email your comment. We would love you to participate. The phone lines are opening. For those who like to call us, you can call at 610-39-7032, or you can call 267-481-6764. So we're going to let Doug start the show off and talk about where they at and where we're trying to go at on Wake Up, Rise Up. Then Carmen will come in, and Sean, here comes somewhere, put his head out somewhere. and we can't miss them. So we just want you to know that too. And then I'll interact with our guests. Thank y'all for coming aboard. Let's have this show. Let's have a good show. Go kick it, Doug.
Hello, everybody. Good morning around the world. How's everybody doing? Thank you, Showtime, and thank you, Dr. Roxanne. Hello, Carmen. Hello, Sean, over there in England. How you doing?
It's early.
Yeah, it's early.
Oh, look. They go Doug. They go Sean. I told y'all he's gonna pop up.
But like Showtime said a year ago, I just didn't know what to do, but I knew I had to do something. And I couldn't figure out it was. So step one was to put a team together. So I had to get my Howard University alumni, Ms. Carmen Bryant, to come on board. And then we knew we had to take it from there and put a team together. So we had Phase 5 Records. So why not go to everybody that's involved with Phase 5 Records? And we had many meetings similar to this one. And we said, we got to do something about all this stuff that's going on just in Philadelphia and then starting to spread out throughout the world. So we decided to go ahead and do the music video a few years ago. After cutting all the tracks, we brought in Tony Soshine Gilmore, who used to be with Kool and the Gang for over 15 years. Carm did a verse. My wife did a verse. She used to be with the 3 Degrees. So we had a lot of people involved in the song. And then we brought in the Tabernacle Choir. They call it Interdenominational Choir out of Philadelphia. And they cut some really, fortunate enough, we were able to get my cousin, Mr. Bishop Jerome Edgerton out of Rhode Island, came in to Philadelphia and cut his vocal parts to 2 Chronicles 7:14 and added that into the recording. And then he came back to Philadelphia and recorded the video with everybody. So, but we want to send prayers to his family because he passed away last October. Wake Up, Rise Up was the original title that we started with. And sometimes we say WURU to make it short, Wuru. But Wake Up, Rise Up went from a song into a movement, into a 24-hour concert on September 21st, which is the United Nations International Day of Peace. That was started back in 1981. So this 24-hour concert has acts from all around the world, starting in Africa, going to the UK, going to places like Australia, Spain, Italy, and then coming to Philadelphia, Las Vegas. Just taking a trip around the world. So this is going to be a great event. We call it the Live Aid of 2021. There's a lot of public speakers, politicians, musicians, entertainers, magicians, drill teams, marching bands. We have the Alabama State University Marching Band is in it. South Carolina State Marching Band is in it. So this makes it a very interesting program that goes on for 24 hours on the United Nations International Day of Peace, September 21, 2021. And that's basically what we're doing for September. But there's one more thing I wanted to add before I let Carmen take over. It went from into a television series. So now we have a television series on Philly Cam, and that's easy to reach. It's called phillycam.org, PHILLYCAM.org. And the series starts on October 2nd at 3 p.m. Eastern time, and it will run every Saturday at that same time, 3 p.m. for the month of October. And then it's going to start again with another episode. So that we'll be pulling segments from the September 21st show, and they will be placed into the Philly Cam's Rise Up television series. So if you miss somebody on the 24-hour concert, there's a good chance that you can get to see them again on the television series. And we like to thank also the Victor Valley Television Network. They just picked us up yesterday, and they're going to help with the broadcasting of the program also. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce to you Miss Carmen Bryant.
Thank you. I just want to first say that my military training has taught me well. Okay. But yeah.
Okay, I like it.
That's where I get that from. But
Okay, good.
it's been a labor of love to be involved with Doug Payne, Phase 5 Records, Sean over in the UK, and you too, Showtime. You know, you've been a
Thank you.
blessing to our efforts ever since we started. You've been on board. You've been promoting the event and the whole cause. You know, so it, like I said, it's just been a labor of love. Everybody getting together to bring more awareness about violence, not only gun violence, but just violence in general. And one thing I was really blessed with was the fact that the United Nations came on board with us. And through, speaking with several individuals in the United Nations, we found out all these other things that were happening throughout the world that we weren't even aware of. You have Unity Earth. They just started their 11 days of peace. So they go from September 11th until September the 21st. We have Black Sun, SON Day. I think her name is Miss McCrelly. I'm not sure about her, but Black Sunday. We have Peace Philly Day, something that was been happening in Philadelphia, where you and Doug McHale are from. That's going on also. You know, so just being involved with Wake Up, Rise Up, Live for Peace. Some people are saying Live for Peace. You know, it don't even matter. Wake up, rise up, live, live for peace. You know,
Don't matter.
Just get the word out. You know, just get the word out and let everybody know that something is wonderful is happening on September the 21st. And I will say that Victor Valley is TV is out of California. Mr. Tom, he's from California. His TV network is out of California. So I'm just happy to be involved, you know, seeing all the entertainers coming through. You know, we have national acts, we have independent artists, like Doug said, comedians, politicians, you know, activists throughout the world who are on board with us. So we're just excited about what's happening. And I thank you for having me on the show today.
Well, because we know that you are busy and where you spend a lot of time promoting your mascot. And I'm a cheerleader of your mascot. I want you to know that I think it's a great thing that you're doing, where me and you had several conversations where, because sometimes we hit a bumpy road where why this, but God told us, don't chase it, let it come to you.
Amen.
And Doug has showed example of not chasing it, let it come to you. Over the years, we all have learned when we chase something that causes us harm, where it's not working for us. So I'm grateful to work with y'all guys, and you know, if anybody looking on the side, that's my big head friend Sean over in the UK, from Cosmo Radio with me. What we're doing. I want to ask you and Doug a question, and Sean, we want you to come in. What made you, Sean, want to come in when you first heard this big event that Doug called you up and say, "Hey, man, I need you to be involved." And then you have sent me some stuff, documents about what's going on worldwide when it comes to percentage and data work.
Hey,
so I want to ask you, what made you?
Sean, it was your show that was part of this history. We was on. You interviewed Phase 5 Records artist on February 13th, 2021. It was you and Dr. Roxanne, the interview.
Yes.
And we talked about Wake Up, Rise Up. And then in less than 24 hours, I got a text from Dr. Roxanne, the host of the show, along with Showtime, that said, "Hey, Doug, my only son was shot and killed 62nd and Lansdale Avenue, West Philadelphia. God brought us all together for a reason." And I really, truly believe that. And matter of fact, Sean was even on that interview that day with us. So the four of us was together back then, back in February 2021.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. It was a no-brainer for me, Miguel
Wow.
Showtime, to get involved. It was just a no-brainer. I had just retired, and was doing some other things. So now it's like another job for me.
Yes. Oh, you heard that, Doug? She said another job. Oh, Jesus Christ.
but I'm
Okay.
glad to be a part.
All So, Sean, we'd like you to say something to our audience and our viewers, even though you behind the scene. I know you laid back. What made you feel? What made you want to be a part of what we are doing, even though you from over in UK doing your thing, but also you have built some real good friends over in the United States, but also where we are so excited of having you, and I'm grateful that Doug passed the torch to me to meet you, and we have built a little chemistry. Y'all can see that we got the same size head. And anybody watching us, they can't figure this shit, they can't figure out how them two got the same heads. Well, that's God. He brought greatness in both of us. Just Sean, say something to our viewers and those who are around the world watching this Cosmo Radio Network USA show over in USA.
Well, it was Doug that originally got me involved.
Doug
asking
again,
asking me to start up the UK branch of Phase 5 Records. You give me a bit of a challenge to do that. I seem to have passed that test, and from there we just talked. Me, Doug, Carmen, and it all came about naturally, I suppose. I don't think it was anyone's idea. Although, what's that chap's name? Your friend Doug?
Sean Wilson.
Sean, is it Sean? Yeah, Sean W. Wilson.
Peace officer.
He was involved in the original idea. Unfortunately, he's passed. We have got probably quite a few, at least 7 people that have passed since we actually started this. So, yeah, as for the figures, they are terrible. I know from yesterday, from looking, in America, you are one mass murder away from 2020 figures. And we've still got 3 months to go. So things aren't getting any better.
That's because the enemy is busy. The enemy is busy, and wake up, rise up, live for peace is one way that we can try to we will never stop the enemy, but we can curtail some things. We can curtail some things, and by everybody coming together and working together, all the different organizations throughout the world, trying to get the message around, and each individual state, city, county, everybody has to do their part. It's still a village, but right now it's a global village. We have our individual city villages, but right now it's a global village, and everybody has to do something on some stage. When I say stage, I'm not talking about performance stage. I'm talking about their individual stage. How can we individually help, which will affect the global effect of everything?
Well,
so,
I'm glad
like I said, the enemy is busy.
Yeah,
yes,
I want to send some prayers out to our leader of technology, Miss Sonia Trippett. She's recovering right now. She's in the hospital. We hope that she'll get home soon and recover. But she is along with Sean Tonks, have been the brainchild behind this technology with this project. So we want to send some prayers out to Sonia.
Good.
If you
Hey, Sonia.
Hey, Sonia. I want to say something, piggyback on Carmen, what she said, and where she said something that touched my spirit, where it bothers me, where leadership organizations, nonprofit organizations, big corporate people that we spend money on to produce their billion-dollar business, where human lives has been shattered, young, innocent, where no one is willing to invest money into this whole problem. And I understand that because we only one leverage of it and trying to do something where the 80% of people are watching us, where the 20% of us are working hard behind the scene. It bothers me as a radio host at Showtime The Hype Man, where children is dying. That should be a wake-up call for any human being in any race. We talk about bringing abortion and stopping some women, but we're not talking about the death that's been going on for years, where we have never really saved the data. 40 years ago, this stuff been going on for so long, where it became a habit in the nature of the poorest section in every city, where we have not found a solution or even find a way why it's going on. Where I was watching Mother in Charge, I want to give them respect, where they only doing what they got to do, but no one has understand how to tackle this issue, where I have came up with a plan with God, where the way we tackle, we have to go in hard with this, where y'all trying to find stiff penalizing penitentiary to send them to jail for life. Y'all doing all this stuff where it starts from the schools. It starts with the way we train our kids. It starts from the way that we grew up, where no one have understood the value of love in the community, where we are dying every day because the love toward and adults played a major role of disliking each other. I don't like this person, where we are dominated by 80% of the people that are in control. It's and I'm not blaming the school district around the world, but certain children live in certain environment where we need to have a task force meetings where we sit down collectively. What is the problem in the urban community that blacks are killing and whites and Latinos are killing? We may not hear a lot of it, but we hear more of the black community are dying, where the children don't have value of the human race of life. I found something. Go ahead, Carmen.
Yeah, I'm going to, you said you talked about the school. It's just so ironic because I am a member of the York City School District School Board. I'm a member of the school board, and we talk about these very things all the time, about, making sure that our children have what they need and try to instill, values in them. And like you said, some of them are not getting it at home.
Come on, there you go.
So they go to the streets, and the school is just a reflection of what is happening out in society. So what goes on in the streets comes inside of our buildings, and we're trying to stop that right now.
Right.
We are definitely trying to stop that right now. And speaking about love, I'm just telling you, this is on point. Showtime. I was in school board meeting last week. And I brought up the fact that I talked to a young lady. I went up to the school, talked to a young lady who was being very disruptive. And I pulled her over and I said, right in front of this school resource officer, I said, "Come here, honey, let me talk to you." She came over there, with her, irate self. And I said, the reason we're reaching out to you is because we love you. And we don't want anything to happen to you. And here's my hand to God. Her whole demeanor changed. her whole facial expressions changed, because I was talking about love. I wasn't talking about you doing this, you doing that, why you doing this, why you doing that. I said, we love you. We want you to do better. Put her mask on, went on out the door very quietly. So I'm with you. I'm with you, Showtime, when you're talking about, we have to reach out to these kids and show them love. And some of them are not getting it at home. So
I'm glad you
That's my
said
dog,
that where, yeah, he's showing love. That's where that come from. So he knew that you love him because, we maybe got to take. I'm going to say something for those who are watching us around the world where we are fighting the enemy. And before Carmen shared, she talked about the enemy attacking. For those who are watching, my viewers, and those who are watching this radio show today, I'm going to say something that y'all may not understand because y'all are never changed the condition of your mind, where we have so many other people that has the old way of thinking. So it's hard to change the society that went 60 years because we have never cut the head off 60 years ago. And we allow this to go on from years and years and years, where it may seem hard, but I believe that what we are doing, Rise Up and Wake Up, are doing today, we are planting the seed for more people to come in where it may not seem like what we're doing, and it is worth it what we're doing. This is a job, what we do. It's not about a salary for us. We are passionate people that are concerned with what's going on around the university of the world. But it all starts with love. Doug said something before we start. He said something about where it used to be, where Michael Jackson, Quincy Jones got together, the best artists in the world. The best artists in the world. He told them that I can't pay y'all, but we have to do something where our celebrity can change the world around the people, because of music is a powerful vehicle. Because they're looking at us, and we have a lot of groups that we can get, but Lionel Richard, Donald Ross, any of them that's still around watching this broadcast show, we need your help desperate. I'm reaching out to some of the actors, Oprah Winfrey, Bill Russell, all the NBA players, football players. This is a platform that y'all must be on, because we are doing the best where we at to get the artists and acts and those who will support this. This is not no fluke. This is a serious matter that we need people. They always said that stars watch stars. We are reaching out to our stars today in our entertainment world. So what? Y'all may not understand. We are talking about innocent death every day, that a young person is dying. We're talking about educating and getting videos and having commercials and going into the school system, where we would bring every principal at a large conference meeting, taking some of the governors and bring them in a large conference meeting, getting some of the council people and some of the state reps in every part of the United States Kingdom, bringing the old Congress together in some of these meetings where some of them might have a deaf ear, but we may say something to wake up the university of our old senators that's sitting up there in Washington. This is a serious matter. But we cannot do it alone, and it takes money to push it. We are asking for help. We are asking for love. We are asking y'all to participate. This is not for nobody to come on these shows to sing and dance and talk about a musician. Oh, we need money for them to come on here. This is a free effort.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Did I say that right? Free.
You said it right, Mikhail, and nobody's being paid, and one thing that disturbed me, I'm speaking about, pay. on social media. I went to post something on social media, and they declined my post for Wake Up, Rise Up, Live for Peace. And I asked them, why did they decline my post? They thought we were being paid. We were trying to get money. And I had to explain to the lady, I said, no way. This is free. This is a labor of love for each and every person that is involved with this program. They're using their treasure, their talent, and their time. Many people on this program have, given of their own finances to make this work. So no, we're doing this out of labor of love. And speaking of entertainers, Showtime, you talked about, some of the heavy hitters in the business. I just want to say we have some heavy hitters on our show already, don't we, Doug? We have some heavy hitters, and people are going to really be pleased, the way everything's going for us right now. We're just so thankful.
Yeah, quite a few big names have came on board. Melba Moore, you have the Sound of Philadelphia, a lot of artists out of Philadelphia. You have the rock band Living Color out of New York. We have Jason Bryant that sent us a statement from the SOS band. He was the founder of the SOS band. And like I said, we have those HBCU marching bands, Alabama State, South Carolina State. Eddie Holman, who had the hit song Hey There Lonely Girl. Dee Dee Sharp, who had the song The Mashed Potatoes. There's quite a few big groups on the show. We have the Tams out of Atlanta. They're on it. Bill Pinkney's Drifters. Charlie Brown and his Coasters. There's a lot of groups involved that put their talent together and said, hey, enough is enough. We want to say something to increase the peace. Please stop the violence, because we want to live in peace before we rest in peace.
Wow.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. Where we know that we can do better. I am grateful for all the artists that we have. I am so grateful. Where I look at this industry in the hip hop community, where Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, Kevin Hart, not like we riding for them to do anything for us. Because the artists of the young kids are dying from age 12 to 21, where they have artists that they can influence them, because we see called trend, where we need some more influenced young people like Jay-Z and all them guys. And not to knock them, they doing their thing, is all about the money. And I don't know what they do behind the scenes, but I'm reaching out for Jay-Z, Kevin Hart. I'm reaching out to the NBA stars like LeBron James. I know they put contribution. They help out. They wore out Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey done all that she can do, where she was the leading Afro-American Black woman making what she was done. But we're asking our youth to be a part of this, like the big heavy hitters that's in even Justin Bieber, that are influenced to the young people. I did a show 2 weeks ago with the Dell, and also I saw the venue of Jay-Z concert in the city of Philadelphia at the Art Museum. And the impact of these people that came from all over the world came in the city of Philadelphia to pay $200 for a ticket, where the city of Philadelphia poor community did not get a percentage to give at least 5% to help us to track down and get newspaper, maybe promo cards, or even pay for advertising on some of all the radio stations where we didn't benefit. And I'm asking God to connect me to Jay-Z and them and their organization, connecting me to Jeffrey Lord on the Philadelphia Eagles, connecting me to the 76ers, or any NBA owner or any NFL owner, or those who are in the golf business, where I'm trying to network, because I read something this week, because I'm a reader and I'm a storyteller, where we've been going with the same rod. When you go hook and fishing with one rod, then you're going to come up with one. Where if we want to network, we got to get a big net where we will whoop out all these networking people. And then as I network, I'll take the net and then I will scoop so many things that we have thrown on the table that I'll let Doug and Carmen and Sean and people in our organization to sort it out what we need from these people. Where I am learning now how to network with those who are billionaire. God has gave me a personality where I can hang with the rich. I can hang with the poor. See, I see that I'm going another way so we can bring this to life. I want to thank Carmen and Doug with the outstanding job they're doing so far.
Thank you.
They're not tired. They are not finished because they have a passion. See, God said that when you have a gift inside of you, you never get tired. Carmen don't get tired.
Right.
Doug don't get tired. Sean, I asked Sean, do you get any sleep? I don't get tired because we have a passion. So for those who are watching this, no one called up yet. The phone lines are open. And we are asking for help. HELP. We are asking for love. LOVE. We are tired of carrying the box. Sean, Doug, and Carmen has a box where they want to sort out to give to some of y'all to help out. But we want the right people. Stop looking for money. Stop looking for money. We know that we need money, but too many of y'all doing it for money. But if it was a paying service, y'all all be jumping in line.
You know what?
Go ahead.
Mikhail, I'm glad you said something about that because one thing we're doing, you know, certain stages have certain charities and 501c3s that they are helping out in the program.
Come on.
So, you know, we're not paying. We're looking to help other organizations.
There you go.
You know, so, you know, that's been a big thing for us, looking for the different stages who have 501c3s and charities that they want to give to. We have Friends and Neighbors. It's a charity in York, Pennsylvania that deals with violence and victims. They help, you know, individuals in the city who are victims of violence. We have Rain Boots. What's that, Doug?
Rain Boots for Children out of Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Out of Atlantic City with Angela Burton. We have Simply Music out of Philadelphia. That's a charity that deals with children and helps educate them, I believe, in the musical field. We have the House of, it's an organization out of the DMV stage. I forget the name of it, but they also deal with children and restoration. And I believe that's all we have right now. We have we have one cancer, the Cancer Society. Somebody's looking to help the Cancer Society. So like you said, we're not looking for funding. You know, we're trying to help other organizations who are looking for funding. You know,
I want to ask Doug a question because, Doug, when you first started doing this Wake Up, Rise Up, and when you approached where you had reached out to some of your friends and you had reached out in your back pocket to help out, what roadblock? Let's talk about the roadblocks and the stuff that y'all went through, you and Carmen, early on, Rise Up and Wake Up, because I want our audience to know that it's important that we talk about not the good stuff, but I want to talk about the roadblocks now, what Doug went through, where he maybe wanted to give up, where some people turned him off in the meeting, where he had meeting where they deliver all this stuff and they couldn't promise it, and where people trying to outshine people when Doug started having Zoom meetings and getting people involved. Where I want to talk about your roadblocks in some of them difficult tasks, Doug, where you may say, I ain't got to do this, or maybe boom, 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 boom. Talk about some of them stories, and I want Carmen to reflect behind you on this. talk about the roadblocks, because I believe that we need to talk about the disaster and all the stuff that you do, but you kept on pushing through it. Let's talk about some of the roadblocks, Doug, and I would like you to share that to our audience.
Oh, I say this to Carmen all the time. I said the making of the Wake Up Rise of Live for Peace concert it's probably very entertaining, and that could be a television own. What caught my attention is, first of all, when I wrote the song Wake Up Rise Up, it's not even my style of writing, so that's why I put a lot of attention to it, because I was writing dance songs and love songs and stuff like that. I got to tell you, I was on my way to a union meeting I'm a retired Philadelphia school teacher, and I was on my way to our union workshop down in downtown Philadelphia, and the words and the music started coming to me so fast, I had to pull to the side, and I grabbed a napkin from a Wawa convenience store where we have and a Sharpie pen, and I started writing those lyrics down real fast because I knew I would forget them by the time I found the parking garage. When we finally got to start this concert, I did a lot of research. I watched what they did, the making of We Are the World, the making of Live Aid and different things. And I noticed that we were faced with some of the same problems that they were faced with, people dropping in, people dropping out. And Quincy Jones did tell everybody, he said, he had a sign there. He said, please leave your egos right here at this door before you step inside, because this is not about promoting any artists or any organization. That unfortunately happened to us. There were some people that were more concerned about promoting their self or their organization and didn't see the vision that this whole entire event is about peace, world peace, local peace, and please stop the violence and put them guns down. We are losing too many children. We are losing too many moms and dads and uncles daily. I think Philadelphia is up to about 370, somewhere in that area. That's for the year 2021. That's too many homicides. So that's basically what it was. Leave your egos at the door. Let's concentrate on peace.
So, Carmen, you can piggyback on that?
Yes, he is definitely right about some people coming in and some people coming out. And, some people saying, well, I need to do this first, or I need to do that first. And then some people didn't want to be a part of it because they weren't getting paid for it. So, and Doug, he still says, people join things for different reasons, but your heart will always show in the end. What you come in with and what you're saying, it'll be shown throughout the whole process of what you're doing. And we're seeing that also, but we just continue to move on. One of the blockings that we've had is deadlines, trying to get all these deadlines and stuff like that met. But like I said, it's just a trick of the enemy, just like with our head technology person, Sonia Trippett, being ill right now. It's the enemy trying to stop it. But, I'm just declaring that everything's going to be all right. And we're going to succeed, and the message is still going to be brought forth. And I'm going to come in agreement with you, Showtime, where you were saying
something happened.
Something happening with what you're trying to do. So I'm gonna come in agreement with you that your vision will also be fulfilled.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Carmen. And I want to talk about my trials or tribulations of doing what I'm doing as a public speaker, as a radio host, and where me and Sean put a lot of work on somewhere else, where I'm always getting shattered or people, but I understand that I'm special and I'm different in this day and era where we're not used to motivated speakers. We're not used to people that engaging in tackling the real issues. Where I have found out where everything that I've been doing, where mostly people will cut me off or not even join in. So I've been having a tough week myself for the last 2 weeks. For my audience, I'm going to tell you the truth. For me, be a great public speaker, I have to be honest to my audience, where for me to be happy and be myself, I have to be right and do what's right. And I have learned that from the Honorable Lucien E. Blackwell has taught me, and in Tommy, the late Tommy Blackwell, I want to put him there too, in the Honorable James Williams. And these was political people that I engaged in as a young man at 16 years old. I didn't hang with street people. I hung with elected officials at the age of 14 years old. I became the vice president of one of the powerful organizations called the Young Elite Society. I was a street guy, my audience. I supposed to be doing life in jail right now, or I would have been going that direction because I had no one, but God had sent me some great men. Where I remember when the Honorable Lucien E. Blackwell took me, for those who are watching us in the world, this is a councilman in the Congress of the 2nd District of Philadelphia. Set me at his table because he knew that I was a street guy and I was a thug. I was doing anything and everything to get mine. They changed my life, and I am so grateful, the man that I am. Where 40 years I've been chasing, but God told me, you don't have to chase no more. Let it come to you. This is how I met Doug. This is how I met Carmen. This is how I met Sean, where my race is slow. Because we're not used to men, because Carmen has a mascot where y'all may understand, because I was physical and I built a household name in this city, where they're not used to people being creative, where Wake Up, Rise Up has become creative, and we allow this to go larger than it's supposed to go, where this is the first year. So we got to pay our dues doing Wake Up and Wise Up. And Doug said that he getting ready for next year already. Him and Carmen planning for next year. If y'all don't know that, y'all better get ready. Where we got to pay our dues. And I have realized, I looked at people that was in front of me that been in the business for 40 and 50 years, where I only been doing this radio stuff in 2 years. Or me being Showtime the Hype Man 10 years. But now, because I got to pay my dues, I don't expect, even with us with this Wake Up, Rise Up, we got to pay our dues to get to the big dads. We got to pay our dues to get to the celebrities. Oprah Winfrey said that never look to the left, don't look to the right, look straight forward. You got to stumble to the fall. You got to fall into success. You got to fall into the negative. You got to fall in for the gospel. You got to fall in for those who are talking on the side of their neck. And what we're going to do, we're going to meet a lot of people talking on the side of their neck. And I wonder why I thought I trust them, but I didn't look on the side of their neck, because they are side neck people. You trying to
go to church. You trying to
I ain't gotta go to church.
So
because my style, because my style was different, where we think as our culture, because you see me speak that I talk church language, where it had cut us off. We are coming with love today here live.
Yes.
Where it might sound like church, because that's that one ride that I was talking about, where I talked about we want to network, and Doug said that we have to scoop and network everybody. Sean is back, ladies and gentlemen. What do you want to say, Sean? I know you got something to say. You've been watching us for the last 2 and 3 and 5 years. Sean, what do you want to say to the audience? How bad Wake Up and Rise It mean to you?
How bad it means. Personally, over in the UK, we've got a problem with knife crime. It isn't gun crime. So knife crime in the UK is pretty high. We had one that was less than 2 miles from my home. And it was a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 10-year-old that have all been charged with murder.
Wow.
Now, it just shouldn't be happening at that age. It shouldn't be happening at that age. And even if you look at the children that have been shot in America under 11, You know, I mean, you're in your hundreds. The exact figure I can find out for you in a bit, but I think it's about 450 children under the age of 11 that have been killed in the United States. So, I mean, it's things like that, and it's the inspiration that Doug and Carmen that they've given me, and the support, and the main backbone of my backbone is the wife. I got to say that because she'll kick me.
Well, tell her we say hi. We say hi before she kill us too. Yeah, say hi. We all say hi to her.
She keeps me going. I haven't, you know, I've got my problems, but you know, I don't complain about them.
No, you don't.
But she keeps me going, so she's been there. I sit in front of this computer 24/7 if I could, and she knows that, and she allows that, which is a good thing, obviously. But yeah, I mean, I've recently voted. I made a vote online. I actually voted for Carmen, and it's Women of Inspiration. I think it was called Women of Inspiration. Was it, Carmen? I believe so. It's something like that. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if anybody else can find, there you go. Oh, sorry, it's the Women Awards Global.com. The link's in the chat. So, I mean, if you want to vote for Carmen, and we can see if we can get her something nice and shiny.
Thank you so very much, Sean. I truly do appreciate that.
Thank you,
Oh,
Sean.
that's so sweet of you. I really do appreciate that. Just doing what we do, you know. That's all we do. Do what we do. Thank you.
I want to give y'all some questions. As my job as the host of this show here today, where I'm gonna start with Doug, and I'm gonna start with Carmen, I'm gonna start with Sean. Doug, I want to start with you as a father. I want to thank your wife for giving you the time out, all the stuff that you do, Doug, and your children, and you're a family man, and you're a friend to many of us. Where Doug told me something where it stuck with me. See, you and Carmen don't know what y'all say to people, and it stick with people. And I like Sean, what he says, no worries. It's hard to find collectively genuine people that can work together. And where the challenge, Doug, I want to ask you, you had some obstacles in your life where we want to talk about where nobody know that Doug went through some cancer treatment 5 to 7 years, but he never complained it. And I want to thank you, Doug, for standing strong during that time where you could have broke down mentally, but God has prepared you. That's why your life has extended even more. Where Doug has a humanity spirit, where also God gave him a gift called people skills gift, where the obstacles has created opportunity. So, Doug, how did you fight through being a family man, being a working man, being a union brother, being in the entertainment business, being all that you are, of your obstacles that you went through, but it made you still create an opportunity? Can you share that to our audience? Because for me to be a host, I have to talk about stories and journeys, but someone is watching us that's going through some stuff that may want to give up. or stop doing what they're doing because what somebody said, where so many children that have been molested at 12-year old. I've been meeting people that have been molested, little girls that never got a chance, little boys that never got a chance out the gate, where some of these boys that are shooting and doing life in prison because they've been molested, where that's another way to show their manhood because mentally nobody helped them. And I went to the penitentiary where I went to Holmesboro Prison. I went to Gratisford where the late state rep Ronald Waters and the late Tommy and Michael Nutter, the late Honorable Michael Nutter, the mayor of City of Philadelphia, and Golden Boy and Darrell Scholler. And some of us went to tours the prisons where so many young men was molested as a child, but they had no control, but violence has played a major part. Or their mother being active addiction and bringing all kinds of stuff, and then God's predators go inside their house where their mother or their father's a space cadet. How did you fight through the obstacle, Doug, to make an opportunity for your life?
Well, let me start with, I have to thank my wife because I was walking around with a lump on my back that started like the size of a grape, and it started growing, and she kept telling me, you need to go get that checked. So I went and got it checked, and after the first surgery, they just thought it was a cyst, and then they did the research and found out it was cancer. So I am excited and honored to know that the Cancer Society is one of the charities that will benefit from the Wake Up, Rise Up, Live for Peace concert on September 21st. As far as family and friends, like they say, it takes a village to raise a child. Everybody has to be monitoring everything that's going on around them, around their family. You have to watch who you leave your kids with. Don't just leave your kids with anybody. You don't know what that person's past reputation is. You know, you have to be extremely careful with that. Sometimes you ride around parts of Philly and you see three little kids walking in the street around 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning. What are they doing outside? And then sometimes that's on a school night. So who's watching these kids? So with that said, if back in the day, the neighbors knew each other. Now you live on the street and you don't even know your neighbor's name. You know their face, but you don't even know their name or their last name or what they do or whatever. We have to get back to living and communicating with each other and helping each other, because sometimes one family may not just have the resources to do that. We have to communicate to find out what's going on around us. It's not being nosy. It's helping out your neighbor. And children will talk. They'll tell you if something is going wrong in their household or whatever like that. As a teacher, I used to hear all kinds of stories from my students. And sometimes I would have to counsel them and try to help them. Or I would, if I hear something strange, I would send them directly to the school counselor. So you have to just be aware of your surroundings, folks. And, you know, it's sad, some of these things that's been going on for years. It's like a curse. We have to break that curse. You can't repeat it with the next generation. Got to stop that.
Wow. Ms. Bryant, I want to share a little story about you, even though y'all may think I don't know y'all. Because I'm a radio host, and also it's my duty, my job to research. It's my duty and my job as a radio host to find out and bring the best out of you, like I did for Doug. Where my spirit told me with Carmen Bryant, where her military background and along with her parents raising her in the right way, where she has learned early on, do the right thing and the right thing would turn out. And what I believe that what kept Carmen going on in the entertainment world, in the business world, where you had a journey also where you had many obstacles just like Doug. Sometimes it may not have been health. Sometimes other obstacles that we face as human beings, as being a female and a great female that you are, that don't take no mess. I like that. But all of your obstacles where even going into where you was maybe active in high school, maybe active when you was a junior high, in an environment that you went in where you may have been blessed, but also you had obstacles in your life on your journey. It can be relationship, can be on a job, it could be anything. We want our audience that are female, that are watching, any female from ages where you are a mother, you are a provider, where you have done some things where you have been quiet because sometimes you just want to be in the back, but Doug push you out there in the front because you know you're Doug put you out there. And where we know that sometimes you just want to lay back and just fall back and do the stuff on the side. But what Doug did for you, he gave you 20 or 30 more years of your life. Your life is going to expand it because the humanity of who you are as a woman of God. You are a God-fearing woman.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to know. I want to
ahead.
know. Talk about your obstacles until giving you an opportunity for where you at today to our female audience and those who are watching us. Doug represent the men's. I want you to represent the women's.
Well, I'll tell you, we all have obstacles and tribulations. And working in the school district, I tend to tell the kids all the time. If I told you my story, I have a story to tell. I haven't always been who I am, and it was basically starting from a young age. I had teachers and educators who directed me and helped me go the right way. I came from the hood. I'm still in the hood. I tell the kids all the time.
Come on,
came from the hood, still in the hood, but I don't have a hood mentality.
Okay.
That's the one thing. I don't have a hood mentality, so you have to surround yourself with people who really care about you and people who are doing the right thing, and it's so funny. I shared a story. Doug and I met in 1976, probably.
Damn.
76 at Howard University. Went our ways. We had a little band back in Howard University. Went our ways. And after 35 years, 35 years later, here we are. Once again, working together. So you just have to persevere as a woman, even being in the military. I found some challenges, in the military, being a lady, being a woman.
What branch you was in, if you don't mind asking?
I was in the Army. I was a lab technician in the military. Wow. Thank you. And then my last duty, I was teaching chemistry. I was a teacher of chemistry at the laboratory center down in San Antonio, Texas. So as women, we constantly face challenges. We think we're, with women rights. No, we have not made it. You just have to be strong. You have to keep your mindset. And you have to focus on the things that you want to do. Now, I'm going to share something with you. Just the other day, and here you go again, hitting me again, Showtime. Here you go again.
Hey, Doug, you hear this? Depending on me.
Yeah, let me share something with you. My mother just told me the other day, she said, I thought you retired. You retired, but you're still doing all this. You're still doing all that. And then she said, never mind. I know why. Because, when you find a passion, you can't stop. You can't stop, and I'm in music, this is a way to, still give back through music, being involved with Wake Up, Rise Up, Live for Peace. So as women, going back to what you initially asked me, you just have to stay focused. And when you know what you want, you just tunnel vision. Obstacle come, boop. Obstacle come, boop. You focus you focus on that goal.
Love it.
And it's hard. It's still a man's world. It's a man's world.
Come on.
Yeah. It's still man's world. And as women, we just have to be strong, be loving, and be caring, and most of all, be true to yourself.
Wow.
Things
I think
work out.
As your military background, your mother, I'll tell your mother I love her, even though I didn't get a chance to meet Mom, to be encouraged, where I'm trying to still be relationship with my mother, where My mother had me when she was 12. So we like brothers and sisters. Where she didn't know how to love me. Where I had to found love I found love through prayers and dedication. Where I still don't have a bond with my mother today, but I forced myself on her like my father. Where too many children are here behind sex. I was just a sex baby and not a baby where I could have easily went the wrong way, but I never judged my mother and their father. I want the world to know that I'm just a product where a lot of children just here, where their mother just had sex and the kids came out where there was no planning. But I still love my mother and my father. I want my audience to know, in spite of that I may not have a relationship with them, but I never judged them and criticized them, and it never derailed me to get to where I'm at today. We want to do a video of Wake Up, Rise Up, where we want our audience to know. So we're going to do a video right now. So when our administrator is ready, he can hit the button to do the video.
Yeah, right before the video showtime, I'd like to give a shout out to all the teams that have put work behind the scenes for Wake Up, Rise Up. We have a lot of hosts and people involved that's been doing this. So a shout out to all those guys, and thank you everyone that's been involved. Thank you.
Chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sins, and will heal their land.
Oh, it's taken by somebody just saying that we don't have enough for this right now. We don't have enough for this right now. Why? You know, that could be my grandkid. I got twin granddaughters and twin daughters. And I thank God that I'm sober today, that I can play with them and I can play with them, because when I was messed up, my daughters, they were scared of me. But the grandkids, they love me. And I thank God for that he saved me. He gave me a second chance at life, you know, to tell my story. And like when I go to NA meetings and stuff, I share my story and let them know it's not easy. And like when that sister testified about her virus, and my sister I lost to the virus. And I have a song, it's called Find My Hat. And it's about AIDS. And like, you don't have to get it. It's the way that you protect yourself and everything. But, you know, if you don't read the word and have faith in God, you know, no one be able to save you from nothing. But you can live on with your faith. You know, just keep strong and pray, read the word, have faith, and believe in it. That's the problem what people don't have. They don't believe in it because they can't see nothing happening right at that time. But the Lord knows what He's going to do for you. You just hold on and be strong. And thank you.
Wait, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sins, and will heal their land.
Phase 5 Records proudly present Wake Up, Rise Up, live for peace. For peace. If you're interested in joining us to promote peace, a virtual concert being aired on September 21st, 2021.
2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sins, and will heal their land.
Wake Up, Rise Up. Rise Up, a virtual concert being aired on September 21st, 2021, which is also the United Nations International Peace Day.
Wake up, let's unite. 'Cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights. 'Cause our lives matter. Stand up, let's unite. 'Cause our lives matter. Rise up, protect your rights. 'Cause our lives matter. Wave your hands in the air. Wave your hands, show the world that we care.
Phase 5 Records proudly present Wake Up, Rise Up Live for Peace, a virtual concert being aired on September 21st, 2021, which is also the United Nations International Peace Day. Please email me at contact@phase5records.co.uk, September 21st, 2021.
Wake up, let's unite. 'Cause our lives matter.
So excellent job. For those who are watching us, that was a great video, great presentation. I want to thank the team and those who put that together and all the hard work that the guys that put that video editing and doing all the great things where that's a team effort. We realize that nobody can do it by themselves. And where it's important that we understand that without a team, that nobody can do it by themselves. I want to thank Doug. I want to thank Carmen. I want to thank those behind the scene that are working hard to make this thing possible on September the 21st. Also, we want to we'll reach out that because of Dr. Rock's son on February the 13th, even during the COVID-19 and everything that we are facing, where we are still dealing with so many other elements, but we're going to get through this. I want to extend my love to the staff, the team, and everybody that make this thing possible. Stand up, rise up, wake up. Before we go, because we are winding down, I would like Sean to come back and say something. Then I'm gonna let Carmen say something. Then I'm gonna let, these are closing mark. I'm gonna let Doug say something, and then I'm gonna close the show. Where is this amazing? Where the children today, where I'm dealing with children under medication, I'm dealing with kids today. I have never saw so many kids under medication. Where it bothers me to see children that's 10 and 9 are not normal. Where we came up, we didn't have all that kind of medication and mentally hypertension. And I have never seen this in my whole life. So, Doug, we're gonna let Sean say his last. We want everybody to say their last comment, and where we hoping that you say something that the audience will want to join in, that we'll build up another charcoal to get this train steam rolling again. So Sean, you can go ahead on and say your closing remark.
Okay, closing remarks. Just let me turn this volume down a touch for you. Yeah, I mean, I'm just so honored to be working with people like yourself, like Doug, like Carmen. It's been a great ride, and I hope it don't end anytime soon, to be honest. We will, well, I mean, you're the host, but we have got another video if you want one.
I don't have I would like another video because we have at least 15 more minutes where this is a 2-hour show. But I know that Doug had things, Carmen, and I know you, where if you want to show the video and then we can do the closed mark, that is very
No,
appreciated.
no. Yeah, we'll do the closing remarks and then we'll play the video at the end. That's not a
Okay,
problem.
there you go. Let's do it that way. Y'all agree on that? We a team effort. Do we agree? We agree. There you go.
Well,
It's
one
a team
thing,
effort.
I mean, I'm in one way I'm glad I'm in the UK because the information isn't as readily available as it is in the United States. But I was adopted. Well, I was fostered. I don't know who my dad is.
Hmm.
The first
Come on.
time my mother was in the hospital after she'd had a stroke and she died the day after. So my foster parents are my mom and dad, so to say. Unfortunately, they both passed now. But yeah, I mean, while you were talking about that with your parents, I thought, well, that might be a little thing to say. But yeah, I mean, Wake Up, Rise Up in the whole world, not just America. All right, gun crime is terrible in America, but violence, domestic abuse, you name it, it's bad everywhere, especially, dare I say it, in Afghanistan, where the women are being treated absolutely atrocious. I can't even say that word, atrociously. Is that the word? Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I mean, I'll close by saying that.
No, we want to thank you. Go ahead. Carmen?
I just want to say thank you, Showtime, for inviting me here today. It's been my pleasure to be a part of this platform. And I'll just say that Wake Up, Rise Up, Live for Peace is just this little bit of thing in this big global world. You know, just one part trying to get the message out to stop violence, all means of violence. And I'll go back to something I said earlier. Each and every individual has a duty, a life duty to do something to help preserve peace in the world. Whatever it is, do what you can in your local area. If that's where you're working it, that's where you're working it. On a national level, global, whatever it is, just do your part. Reach out to the kids, because the old cliche, the kids are our future. Yeah, they are our future. And I talk about it all the time. My mother's generation, what did they think about us? And now we have the millenniums and everybody, all these other generations coming about. What are we saying about them? Let's just not say something. Let's do something and become involved. And I'm just so happy to be a part of Wake Up, Rise Up. All the people that are involved with the program, they're awesome people. Everybody is very diligent, working hard to make the program is a success.
Beat your ass.
And thank you very much.
Doug?
Yes, I want to start by saying thank you to Whistle While You Work, Dr. Roxanne Conti, and Showtime, the hype man, for inviting us on their program. This is a blessing. I say this all the time to the staff. We have hundreds of people that's working on this project together, that's involved in it, and there will be millions that will be watching on September 21st. But this is something to think about. If we weren't doing what we're doing, if we weren't doing this concert, what else is going on that you can name off the top of your head that's going on that's similar to what we're doing? I hear crickets. So this is a very important event, and we have the mission to make this thing happen. Of course, there's going to be obstacles. There's going to be things set in our way because the devil is busy. The devil don't want this to happen. The devil does not want peace. So if we weren't doing this concert, nothing else would be going on that I know of. And it's sad that ever since 1981, the United Nations have been promoting the International Day of Peace. And when you ask the average person, what happens on September 21st? I don't know, the song by Earth, Wind, and Fire, or what? They don't know. Oh, Sean, by the way, happy September 21st birthday. My brother's
Yeah.
birthday.
Can I just say the
But-
Peace Day in Philadelphia as well?
Even the Peace Day in Philadelphia, we didn't hear about it until we got involved with the United Nations. And I want to thank the United Nations also because we have Dr. Joni Clary, is that correct, Carmen? That's going to do the opening prayer.
Crowley.
And we have Deborah Maldo from the United Nations that's helping us out. And this has really gave us a big boost because we're starting to reach a bigger audience at this time. But once again, I'm excited to be a part of it. I know this is what I was supposed to do because God did spare me because I'm going through those 4 operations for cancer. I didn't even have to be here right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I know this is one of the things that probably was on my list. Hey, Doug, this is what I want you to do. And I'm doing it. And I don't mind 24/7 working this thing. I be thinking of ideas in my sleep. Carmen, like you said, I got the right person helping me. Carmen Bryant.
I can't take it, y'all too.
Thank you.
Because she said all the time, Doug, you're so nice. Yeah, but I got you by my side to do the tough stuff.
Yeah, I told you. I told you.
Yeah, don't play with Carmen. Yeah,
Yeah, I told her that. I said she.
no joke. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on September 21st, and I'm going to leave you with the words and look at your neighbor and say, "Wake up, rise up, live for peace." See you on September
21st. For me, just want to thank the whole panel. I want to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart because y'all didn't have to do this and do what y'all doing. Where, like Doug said, y'all could have done anything. Where sometimes God take us on a journey where we never expect. Where I lived long enough to meet y'all. Where so many young children have never got a chance to go on that journey. And where my journey wasn't hard. It ain't easy for me. It's not easy being Showtime the Hype Man. It's not easy being the person that God put inside of me as a humanity guy that loved the word love with people. Where I understand the journey that God has reserved me right now to do what we're doing collectively together. I want to thank my guests from the bottom of my heart. Where we got to strap up now because after this, it's more work to be done. We're not even finished yet. For those who are watching us around the world, this is the newest Cosmo Radio Network where we're going to grow as a team. We're a group of people that everybody think alike, but we all individuals. If you want to be successful in what we're doing, where we're not doing this for views, we're doing this because God has chose each and every one of you that's a part of this biggest movement. Doug and Carmen is leaving something. They're going to be around for a while, so let me get that clear. But they are leaving something and allowing me to be a part of something. Dr. Rock also, and Sean and everybody's a part. We don't see this now, but we're going to leave something that's going to carry on for the rest of our life.
Amen.
This is going to carry on when I'm in the grave one day. This movement going to be a part because 2 people, and because of someone died, but Dr. Rock's son, his name is not in vain that he died. I want to thank everybody that tuned in. We hope that we satisfy y'all today where that's what it's all about. We could have played music. We could have talked about a lot of stuff, but we are talking about educating the mindset of the future of our young people. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. So we're going to allow this video to close this show. I hope I did my job well. I'm still learning because they picking me apart every day. and I go live on, the people picking me apart. But God has prepared me to have a tough neck, and I got Carmen that got my back too, Sean. So, Doug, I'm gonna use her. Hey, Doug,
I'm gonna have to come to Philly. I'm gonna have to come to Philly.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to bring Carmen down here straight. Y'all don't see this gift I got. So, Sean, you can start the video. And we want to close our show with this video. Thank everybody that tuned in. You can get the video started, Sean.
If you care to know why I love you so, you're so real to me. In the sky, so free. You never let me down. Every night you come
Phase 5 Records proudly present Wake Up, Rise Up, Live for Peace, a virtual concert being aired on September 21st, which is also the United Nations International Peace Day.
Crime, stop the dealing, stop the killing. It's time to kick the devil.
This is Showtime, the hype man on the Cosmos Radio Network.
USA.
Okay, see y'all. Bye-bye.